Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Sun. I'm a musician based in Florida. I am in a band called Silhouettes on Screen. You can check us out if you'd like. I'm also a music teacher, and this will be the first video in an educational series that will cover, first of all, the instruments that I teach, which are piano, keyboard, and drums percussion. And I'll also be covering general music theory concepts you can apply to any instrument, including vocal performance. So if you are a beginner musician or you're just looking to learn more, hit like, hit subscribe, stick around. Plenty of great content coming. And that being said, let's get right into it. So what we're talking about today is the layout of the instrument of a piano or a keyboard. You cannot see my entire keyboard on the screen, but it is a full-size keyboard. So if you have a full-size piano or keyboard like me, then you have a total of 88 keys. We've got 36 black keys and 52 white keys. Still, if you have a smaller keyboard or a piano that's not full size, it's going to follow a lot of the same patterns that we're talking about here. So, 88 keys sounds like a lot, but the more we learn about the instrument, it does not really feel like so much. We have certain patterns on the piano that kind of just repeat over and over and over. So for example, like the notes and the keys that we play are named after letters of the alphabet. And in music, we go from A to G. So, let's say like this note is an A. And as I'm going to the right, which we call going up the piano, because the notes start to sound higher as we go in that direction. So as I'm going up the piano from A, I just go in ABC order. On these white keys, the next one is B, C, D, E, F, G, and then on this note, I just start back over on A again. This note is another A. And we follow the same pattern. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I have another A here. And that pattern will continue all the way up my keyboard off the screen. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The very highest note on this piano, or any full-size piano, should be a very high C. And if I'm going down the piano, which is to the left as the notes get lower, sound lower and lower, the very first note, way on the left here, is an A. So, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, over and over, which really means we just need to learn how to identify about this much of the piano right here. And this little chunk of piano just repeats itself across the entire keyboard. So, what I usually start with, and most beginner piano players will learn first, a lot of piano lesson books do this, is teach you how to find C first, which is right here. Now, you could start way at the bottom of the piano and count A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and you can find all the C's that way. But a quick way to identify our white keys is by using the black keys as a sort of map for the white keys. So, we are trying to figure out where the white key is in relation to these black keys, which are usually in groups of 3 or groups of 2. Back and forth across this piano. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and so on. We got one black key all the way on the left by itself, way down low. But otherwise they're in 2s and 3s. So anytime we want to find C, we're just looking for a note that is on the left side of 2 black keys here. That's a C. If I went over here, that's another C. It's just a little bit lower, right? Over here, there's a group of 2. That's going to be a C. Up here, group of 2. That's a C there. A very quick and easy way to find C, and that is a note that we kind of center around for a lot of music that piano players learn early on. And there are reasons for that that we'll figure out as you get further and further on the instrument. But what that means is that we have a position we can learn based on that note, and we just call it C position. So, For my hands, when we talk about piano, we don't usually say thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky. We go by finger numbers, and we'll say thumbs are finger 1, index finger 2, middle finger is 3, ring finger 4, pinky 5. And when I am trying to find my C position, I want each hand to begin with a C. So for my right hand, if I'm going from left to right, my first finger is my finger 1. So I'm going to find C here, and I'm going to put my finger 1 on C, and I'm going to be lining my other fingers up just one key at a time. So that my finger 1 is C, finger 2 is D, finger 3 is E, finger 4 is F, finger 5 is G. That's my C position for my right hand. And you can do it with pretty much any C on the piano. A lot of lesson books will talk to you about middle C, which is the C that's closest to the middle of the piano. But you can do it in any octave here, and as long as you're starting with C, then you can consider yourself in a C position. For my left hand, my finger that's the furthest to the left is my finger 5. So that's the finger now that's going to go on to the C that I choose for my left hand. A lot of times we have to kind of train ourselves to think backwards with our left hand, because instead of my notes going in order on my fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, moving up the piano on my right hand, on my left I have to think 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So finger 5 on C, 4 on D, 3 on E, 2 on F, 1 on G. And we notice, even though it's lower notes than my right hand, they kind of sound the same, right? Because these notes share letters, they will sound similar, right? C, D, E, F, G. Now, if I went somewhere else with this hand, if I stay in C position here and went, I don't know, maybe over here, we have a whole different situation going on. These notes go together pretty well, but they don't sound the same. So when we're in that C position, we get the notes that sound very similar to each other, even though they're higher and lower. We can play a lot of beginner songs in just this area, right? So that's our C position.